Bezat Hashem, tonight, it's Tuesday night, 24th of the month of Kislev, which is the night before Chanukkah. Bezat Hashem, we're going to go into Wednesday, the fourth day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Miketz. Just to recap the importance of the Chanukkah and the lighting of the Chanukkah and its position, and primarily where, what, and how to make it the best of the best. As Shulchan Aruch says, if you take a look in the Ilchot Chanukkah over there, it's a mitzvah. I mean, again, not to make a mistake, it's not a chovah d'oraita like a mitzvah, but it's mitzvah. Whenever Maran says mitzvah, it means the hidur, the best of the best of to fulfill the mitzvah. So there's a whole big discussion. Should you light the Chanukkah three tvachim above the ground? And the question is, should you go up to 10 tvachim or above 10 tvachim? And then there's a question of below 20 amot or above 20 amot. So the halacha is like this. If you want to fulfill the mitzvah, the best of the best of the best, you have to calculate 3 tvachim. Each tefach, let's say, is 4 inches. So from the ground, the best place to light, it will come out, will be above 12 inches from the ground. So if you have like a stand like this, will be a little chair, which is the chair, or like we use for instance, on Tisha B'Av, right? You don't sit above 12 inches. So if you have a chair which is 12 inches, and you put your Chanukkah on that chair, that will be halachically permissible already to light from there. Now, why don't we go above the 10 tefachim? 10 tefachim is about a height of a regular standard table, 36 to 40 inch table that you use for eating. 36 to 40 inch table that you use for eating, that will be the appropriate size, not higher than that. What is the problem of lighting a menorah Chanukkah lighter than that? Well, there's many halachic problems with that. One of the biggest problems is because halachically you're not allowed to have any physical pleasure from the lighting of the candles of the menorah, of the Chanukkah lamp. So if you have it at a certain height, what happens? Why do you put light up? Take a look at your houses in any building you are. Where are the light bulbs? Most of the light bulbs are in the ceiling. Why in the ceiling? Because it's the lighting from the ceiling projecting your light to all the way down. Same thing, the Chanukkah cannot be above the table height, because the problem is if it's this high and you have lights, right, and it's projecting lights, it's giving you a path, and you would have ana'ah, pleasure from the menorah, which is not allowed. Now we're talking about anything above 80 centimeters, above what's his name, a height of a table about 40 inches. According to Kabbalah, you light 7 tvachim, which would mean 28 inches from the ground. So if you have a distance, you put a menorah as low as possible. Okay, like also, and the question is, where do you light it? According to Sephardim, we light it outside. Primarily, that's what Pirsum and Nisa means. Now you're gonna say, so where is this custom coming from, lighting inside the house? Well, apparently it was a big discussion in the Rachamim of the European Rachamim. It looks like in Europe they had a big problem. If you take a look at Shulchan Aruch, he obligates us to light outside. But the Rabbi is the only one that tells us there is a concept of lighting inside, and he brings down from Mordechai that the reason was because in Europe there was a lot of anti-Semitism. Still like today, you have a lot of anti-Semitism, so they would not light outside because to cause, mitgorer bagoyim, not to poke them. So they didn't light outside, they started lighting inside. But Sephardim always, forever and was, and even today are mechuyavim to light outside of the house. Take a look at Ben Shchai, there's kimat, Shulchan Aruch, we will not see in Shulchan Aruch mention that somebody is lighting inside. Okay? So that there is very important to light outside, and again, like I said, what we said right now, it has to be from the ground. Not the best of the best is the light bulb, not the menorah, not the stand of the menorah, not the bottom of the menorah. but the top of the menorah, the tipping point where the fire is from, that point should be hitting at approximately 28 inches from the ground. That will make it the best mitzvah, lechatchila, lebechatila, this is according to Kabbalah, and to be yotze all the deot without any problems. Now, according to Shulchan Aruch, it's up to 40 inches from the ground, that's also lechatchila. Sounds like from Shulchan Aruch, anything that's above, like over here we have the menorah, anything that's above 40 inches from the ground, you light it, it's already b'diavad, it says over there yatsa. Shulchan Aruch uses the language of yatsa, all the way up to 20 amot, up to 40 feet. So if you have a menorah that goes all the way up to 40 feet, that'll be yotze also. You could be yotze with it, that again, but that's not lechatchila. Lechatchila, as we said right now, anywhere between 12 inches all the way to 40 inches. The best of the best, according to Kabbalah, according to Zohar, is to 28 inches roughly. The fire, we're talking about the fire, not the end of the menorah. That's very important to point out. And again, every night that you light, the important nekuda is that it has to be enough oil there for 30 minutes. And if you take a look, the wax again came in Europe. It was not common to light Chanukkah with wax bichlal. It has to be with olive oil or the best shemen zayit zach if possible. Now the question is, we're not saying wax is pasul, wax is allowed. It's a candle. Now some Ashkenazim are mahmir to light only with wax. In the shuls, most Ashkenazim light with wax. It burns nicer, brighter, and it looks more bechavot, looks more respectable also, by the way. But what's the problem with today Chanukkah that many shuls give out, Lubavitch give out, some schools give out, you know those candles that have color candles. Color candles, there's a big problem. That if you light it by itself, it may last 30 minutes. If you light it by itself. The problem starts the second night, and for sure, turn on and on. If you put them on a stack next to each other, those candles, they burn much faster. But by the time you reach the third night already, it might be lit less than 25 minutes. Because the heat of the candles are very powerful, and it actually melts very fast, much faster, and it goes out much faster. So therefore, a person should give his thought on that process and make sure, because what happens is if you light the Chanukkah and it's not enough to light for 30 minutes, whatever you're lighting, the bracha is bracha levatala. It has to be very important to be very meticulous about it. You have to make sure that you light it according to all the halachot, all the dinim. Now, very important question that many asking. The Shulchan Aruch says clearly, the Chanukkah must stand in the Beit Knesset against the wall of the Darom, the south wall. Many people think it's by the south of the Heichal. It's not true. The Shulchan Aruch says it has to be standing on the wall, towards the wall of Darom on the south, and the lighting in the shul has to start from Mizrach to Ma'araf. So meaning the first night you put on 1, second night you put 1, 2, so you light from 1, 2. Third night, 8th night you start from all the way east, going all the way to the west. That's how you light the Chanukkah in the Beit Knesset. In the Beit Knesset, it's actually allowed to be a little bit higher than the measurement numbers that we said, more than 40 inches, because in the Beit Knesset nobody is yotze ever. You cannot be yotze mitzvat Chanukkah v'adakat nerot in the Beit Knesset. It must be done in the house. We have a minyan. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen ve'Amen. Rabbi Chananya, 1 second, not 1, not 2, not 3. Rabbi Chananya, אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לצפות